gorgeous, welcome back and welcome to another get ready with me video, and it's kind of like a get to know me better video as well. So I recently had, where's my primer? I know that recently when I asked what kind of content you wanted to see, you said that you want to like get to know me a little better, and I was like, okay, great, I can do that. So in today's video I am going to tell you 10 things about me that you may not know and get to know me a little better. Because obviously I share a decent amount of my life on here, but some things I just haven't shared just because it hasn't been like necessary or it hasn't come up. So let's get into that. So the first thing that you may not know about me is that I was a straight A student in high school and I was secretary of the student council. So I was a completely goody two shoes in school. I had a very good relationship with all my teachers, and I just had a very successful, I guess, school career. But having said that, like, I was not happy in school either. All of my life I'd been put into a bit of a box. I was like kind of put into like a good girl box, and I felt like I had to do well in school and I had to like be well behaved and I had to do this and I had to do that. I felt very like confined to this box. And I also like there was so much pressure in school. Like these days, like in school you're told like study really hard so you can go to university and then you can have like a career, but it's like university isn't for everyone, and it's so pushed on us in school, but it's literally just like a money-making scheme. It's like I went to university and I still use my degree, but I could have like easily gained that knowledge in another way. Like, I don't regret going to uni, but I also wish I had been encouraged to pursue other avenues, because it's so like shoved down your throat. Like, well, when I was in school anyway, I graduated 10 years ago. When I was in school, it was pretty much shoved down your throat that like you'll only succeed in life if you go to university. So I like was so like fearful, and like I felt so pressured to get good grades all the time, and all like not so that I would succeed. Look at me, my face, like, even though I'm a stripper, I still have like a fairly like innocent kind of baby face. Like, I'm always told that I look younger, and because I'm like short, I'm 160 centimeters, so I think because of my appearance I was always pushed in this like good girl box, and I felt like I had to adhere to that, and I felt very like constrained to that. And obviously as I left school and I got older, I like became more comfortable like stepping out of that and actually doing what I wanted, and I feel so much happier doing what I want, and I feel so much more successful in myself than I did like after I graduated uni. So don't ever feel like you have to do a certain thing or follow like the path that is people kind of lay out in front of you. Just like follow your intuition and follow your internal guidance system, because that will take you where you want to be. And the second thing you might not know about me, and this is related to number one, and that is I once set up a publishing house for sex workers. When I went to uni, I did creative and professional writing. So I have a bachelor in fine arts, creative and professional writing. Obviously, like I have a very keen interest in the publishing industry, but I noticed once I got into the adult entertainment industry that a lot of the stories shared in the publishing industry of people in the adult entertainment industry weren't really quite as accurate as they should have been. And I also found that a lot of people who had written books about being in the adult entertainment industry, they kind of had this I'm not like other girls thing about them. I noticed there was this common theme that was like, oh, I'm not like other strippers, or like I'm not like other like sex workers. I just found that pop up a lot, and I was like, hey, this is you shouldn't be shaming other people in the industry. And I noticed that it came down to either these narratives being manipulated to become more palatable to society or to become more like sensationalized. And they didn't really seem realistic to me, and actually, a lot of the narratives were actually quite damaging to the industry. I had been thinking about creating my own publishing house for a while, and then at the start of 2020, I started to actually like put things in place, and I started attending like business workshops, and I started doing a lot of research into it. And I was supposed to go on a trip to Europe later in that year, obviously before COVID and everything, and I had planned to set it up after I came back from my holiday. I think I was going to do 6 weeks with Harrison and Alex in Europe, and that obviously didn't happen. And when COVID hit, I was like, okay, well, I'll use this time to start up my publishing house, because I obviously have like a lot of experience and I have a lot of knowledge about the publishing industry. Why don't I just make this myself, and I can have a say on what's published in the industry, and therefore reshape the common discourse around adult entertainment and sex work in mainstream media, because I just felt like nothing was truthful, nothing was accurate, and I just wanted to read something realistic. Yeah, that was something that I was passionate about changing. And I planned the first book that I was going to publish was going to be a collection of like memoir pieces written by people in the adult entertainment industry regarding COVID and how it impacted them. And so I started collecting these submissions because I thought that COVID wasn't going to last as long as it did. And then it obviously didn't stabilize. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to put this off until everyone like can go back to work and things start stabilizing for COVID. And that obviously didn't happen. And as much as I was passionate about the project, the more I worked on it, the more I just realized that it wasn't right for me at that time, and it didn't really line up with the other goals that I had. Didn't end up pursuing it. It is something that I would love to start up again one day. It just wasn't right for me at that point in time. And I'm super grateful for the things that I learnt during that period when I was delving into like publishing and like business for the first time. The third thing you may not know about me is after I pursued that, I ended up becoming certified in quite a few healing modalities. So obviously you already know that I'm certified in tarot, but I'm also a level 2 Reiki practitioner. I practice Reiki, and I actually practice distance Reiki. So send me an email if you would like a one-on-one distance Reiki session. It's over Zoom. I find the experience to be a lot more effective because it's like when I'm doing distance Reiki, I can tap in to the other person's spirit team a lot easier than I can in person, which is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's really magical the things that can come through during a distance Reiki session. I'm also a certified NLP practitioner. I completed the certification through Yes Supply, so if you're interested, I'm going to link that down below. It's an affiliate link, by the way. If you are interested in becoming certified in neuro-linguistic programming, it's really interesting certification. You can learn so much about the mind and so many like modalities to change your beliefs and your thought patterns. It's pretty much like described as the user's manual to the mind. So if that's up your alley, then like I recommend checking it out. But I'm certified in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis. I'm certified in EFT, time techniques, as well as life and success coaching. I also, from when I was 6 till about when I was 16, I think, I did judo for 10 years. That's something that a lot of people are surprised by. I don't know, I was not really that much of a sporty child, and I think, I did do softball for quite a few years. But I was not a sporty child, and I feel like that was the only, like martial arts was the only way to really keep me engaged in some kind of physical activity. Something else you may not know about me is I also broke my ankle when I was on my 19th birthday. So I got incredibly drunk at my 19th birthday party, which was held at the uni bar that I went to. Back then you could hire out the whole bar for free, and that's what I did. And I broke my ankle. I don't know how it happened. All I know is like all of a sudden, like I was dancing and I kept on falling over, and I kept on saying like, oh my God, I'm so drunk, I can't stand up. And then someone looked at my ankle and was like, I think this is broken. So I have no idea how I broke my ankle. All I know is that like I all of a sudden, yeah, couldn't stand up, and I had to go to hospital, had to cut my birthday short. Yeah, I had to wear a cast for the next 6 weeks, and then I had to wear a moon boot for the following 6 weeks after that. I did not wear my moon boot for the whole 6 weeks. I just was in a position where it was not ideal for me to be in like in a moon boot for 6 weeks. So I started walking a lot earlier than I should have. I still have problems with my ankle every now and then because it obviously didn't heal properly because I didn't let it heal properly. But yeah, my right ankle was broken on my 19th birthday because I was drunk. This is why I don't drink, because I do dumb shit. Something else that you might be surprised to know about me is that I don't like carbs. I don't like carbohydrates. I don't know why. I don't really eat pasta. Like sometimes I feel like pizza and I'll have pizza. I don't really like bread that much. I just don't like carbs that much. And I know like there's this, like I know that like a lot of people froth carbs, but I don't even like, I don't know what it is, but I don't enjoy eating carbs. Like I don't get it, I'm sorry. But I know like if there's like videos of me like ordering burgers and stuff on here, and I just want to clarify, like I've never shown you, but me eating a burger is like I'll take a few bites and then I'll kind of like pick at it, and like I won't eat like all of the bun. I'll just kind of like, I'll take one half of the bun off and then I'll fold over like the rest, or like I'll just pick at like the insides. I've like every time I eat a burger and I'm vlogging, I'm like, I want to like show you like the reality of what me eating a burger looks like, and show you like the end result of like what the plate in front of me looks like. But then I'm always like, I don't think anyone really wants to see this. This is probably like kind of gross, so I just don't. But yeah, unless I'm absolutely starving, I will eat like the entire bun of a burger, but like 9 times out of 10 I don't. I just don't enjoy carbohydrates that much. I also am caffeine free, and I know that it's quite bizarre for someone who works nights, for someone who like has the kind of sleep schedule that I do. It's quite bizarre for someone like me to be caffeine free. Honestly, I used to be incredibly reliant on caffeine, and it was really bad. Like I would have like 5 or 6 coffees a day, and they would be big, would be a big serving of coffee. And like I just found like I just kept on having like more and more caffeine, and like nothing would work. And I was like, I need to stop this. Like this is getting way too bad. So I ended up quitting caffeine. Like, and I used to have like Red Bulls at work as well. I always had like a packet of No-Dos in my bag, and I'd always have like a No-Dos at work. Yeah, I quit caffeine, and it was probably like, it was an incredibly challenging 2 weeks of my life, but I made it through. I actually did this when my club was closed due to like COVID. So I mean, like I don't know if I would have been able to do it. I mean, like surely I would have been able to do it, but it would have been incredibly challenging for me to do it if I had been working as well. If you are thinking about quitting caffeine, it's hard. It's like, it's not by any means anything easy to do. But you will feel so much better. You'll be able to stay awake for longer. You'll feel so much more awake and so much more energized. And I like haven't looked back since I quit caffeine. It's just so interesting the way like your body, how it like just messes up your body. And to be honest, I found it harder to quit caffeine than it was to quit drinking. So that really says something about the effect that caffeine has on your body. Another fun fact about me is I actually met Ron Jeremy, and it was not the most pleasant experience. I know a lot of people have come out about his behavior. My experience was not traumatizing. It wasn't traumatizing, but I understand the allegations. I'm actually planning on talking about this story on my Patreon as well. So I obviously don't want to like fully discuss the experience as publicly as YouTube. One other thing that you might be quite surprised to know about me, just while this is drying so I can redo it. Something else that you might be, actually, while that's drying, I'm gonna cut my new lashes because I'm trying out these lashes and I know that they're gonna be way too big. So one thing that you may be surprised to know about me is I was once intentionally celibate for a year and a half. So 18 months. And the reason why it was 18 months specifically was because I had actually intended to do it for a year. I actually enjoyed it so much that I decided to do it for another 6 months. The time that broke me out, like the occasion that broke me out of my celibacy was actually my experience in Texas, which is on my Patreon if you don't already know. So this happened because I found myself in a lot of sexual situations that I wasn't really, didn't really want to be a part of, but I was kind of just like doing because like I felt like, not like I felt like I had to, but I just like was like, oh, whatever, like I'll just do it. Or like I would always like, the only times I would like sleep with someone was like if I like met them like on a night out and I was drunk and I was kind of just like whatever, like I might as well like go home and like sleep with them now. It wasn't like because like I legitimately wanted to sleep with people. I was just kind of doing it out of habit. It was all consensual. And when I was sleeping with people, I wasn't really enjoying it. I was just kind of like going through the motions of doing it. Or I would like kind of like sleep with someone for a joke. Like I wasn't really like enjoying my sex life, and I wanted to like reassess it. Like the last time because what happened was I had quite a bad threesome with a girl that I worked with and this guy that we met on a night out. After like I got home the next day, I was like, man, I need to stop, because it just, I was not acting in a very like healthy way, and I wasn't enjoying the situations that I was in. Yeah, the first year was amazing. I found I connected a lot more with myself, and I really learnt a lot about like myself and my body, and I had a really, really positive experience for the first year that I ended up doing it for another 6 months. And I highly recommend like going through an intentionally celibate period, just to like, because that 18 months of my life was absolutely life-changing. And I know like it's not something that many people will like seek out to do, but I highly, highly recommend giving it a try, because it like really reshaped like the relationship that I have with myself and the relationship that I have with intimacy in general. But it also allowed me to come to a bit of a realization, and that is the last fun fact that I'm going to talk about today, and that is that I am actually on the asexual spectrum. So I don't fully identify with asexual personally. I don't really fully identify with any kind of like sexual identity, I suppose. I kind of like, I don't know. Because it's like I am interested in men and I'm interested in women, but I'm also like not very interested at the same time. So I don't really, like, it's really difficult to explain, and I feel like I shouldn't have to explain it, and I don't really talk about it as much as I should, but I am on the asexual spectrum. And Also, the other reason why I don't fully identify as asexual is because like I'm on the spectrum. I do experience sexual attraction. It's just extremely rare for me to be like sexually attracted to someone. That doesn't mean that like I don't find people attractive in general and that I don't have connections with people, but to have like an actual sexual connection with someone is like really, really rare for me. And for me to be sexually attracted to someone, but it's just something that does not happen as often as like it would as it would someone else. And yeah, one thing that I found that I had been doing a lot was I was kind of like forcing myself to be sexually attracted to people, or forcing myself to believe that I was sexually attracted to people, and that was really damaging to me. And honestly, if I didn't have like I know that I always kind of knew this deep down. I always kind of knew that I was asexual. Like it made complete sense when it clicked in my brain, but I don't know if I would have realized if I wasn't like intentionally celibate. I do find myself sexually attracted to people. It's just incredibly rare. But when I do, I really do. And it also goes to show that just because I work in a highly sexual environment and my job is highly sexualized, that doesn't necessarily mean that I am a highly sexual person. I really did want to include it in this video because I feel as though it's something that isn't talked about very much at all, but it is something that is like, there are asexual people in the world. That's just that. Just keep in mind that just because that's the way that I experience my sexuality, that doesn't mean like there are people who like are asexual who don't really want to have sex at all. Like I do, but just with certain people. Like it's very rare for me to want to have sex with people. Yeah, like I said, I'm on the spectrum. So there you go. There are 10 things that you may not have known about me. I hope you feel like you've gotten to know me a little better. If you have any questions, anything you'd like to know, leave them in the comments. If you have any other video requests, feel free to drop them down below. I really appreciate having you here. I hope that this video has given you a bit more insight about me and my life. Thank you for watching and supporting me. If you did like this video, make sure you hit like so that I know that you liked it. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. And I just want to say thank you so much. I love you and I hope you have a magical day.